Carlson.
Okay. So I have a couple questions for you. What actually does it take to be in this field? Like, what kind of personal experiences can you relate to?
Sports information?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's been a long time since I was in it on a full-time basis. I was the first sports information director at the University of Texas at San Antonio when they first brought in sports, but that's been a long time ago.
All right.
But I've worked on both sides of it, as a media person and continue to still do that. So I think I've seen, a little bit of it all. I think the main thing still is you have to be a good writer.
Right.
You've got to, and you've got to be well organized.
Exactly.
These days, there's an added emphasis now, obviously, on things that, you didn't have to deal with when I was in it, which would be a challenge for me, and that would be all the social media that you might be
true.
Coordinating.
Right.
It depends from school to school, place to place,
Definitely.
how much emphasis you have on that. But, those kind of things to have a handle on. But I think you got to be able to multitask for sure. You've obviously got to be well versed in sports and public relations,
Right.
and to be able to combine that. But I think it kind of still starts with, are you a good writer?
Exactly. So when you were in that field, what would you say a normal day was like?
Normal day, it depended on the season still for what sport you're involved with, because some are so much more intensive than
Right.
others. But I think that a lot of it was, again, writing and coordinating, and there were a lot of timelines, I remember, which was something that I hadn't dealt with previously just as a broadcaster, where you get more used to like daily deadlines, things like that. With sports information, you're constantly going to have projects that are 6 months out, 3 months out, month out, because you have to know. You're right here. I'm going to give you a little, here's an Alabama media guide. Well, I guarantee you, those guys are, they've been putting this together already for next year.
Right.
And next season.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And they're working on it right now. They're waiting until the end of spring football next week, and they're going to be updating it, and then they're going to want to have that thing out in the summer. And there's always another sport that you're preparing media guides for, and you got to be updated on every game that's played at your home. Especially, you're going to have to coordinate things with media.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be responsible for statistics and delivery of all that.
Yeah.
So it kind of never stops. But I think that beyond the daily deadlines, you're always looking ahead and knowing, like, well, I have to have this done by next week. I have to be this far along a month from now. That kind of thing.
So would you say the media side or the like the admin side was better for you?
The media side or the what?
Like the admin, like the sports director. Information director.
I liked them both, but I like being on the media side better because you're independent in the sense that you're covering what's out there. When you work in sports information, you are a company man or a company woman,
right.
in the sense that you have an employer that you are, you're bound and responsible to make them look good. Right. That's your job. It's public relations. Just the way, if you're working for the San Antonio Spurs or, the Texas State Bobcats or Los Angeles Lakers, whoever
right.
it is,